In this video, I'm going to do a quick deep dive into how those smart forms I showed you in the video before are configured and built in our low-code platform for SharePoint called the Skybow Solution Studio. If you haven't seen the first video showing the front end of our smart forms, I would recommend to watch this video first. We link it here, and afterwards we're going to jump into the backend together. I want to start with form design. So, as you maybe remember, for form design, we have an employee dossier about Edward Davidson, where we have a master detail relationship, so the master list, employee, and all the detail lists shown in the different tabs. In each tab, one of the detail lists or libraries is linked. And we also have our file preview for the document library. How is this built in our Skybow Solution Studio? What you can see here is the display form for the master list and our dossier. What you first see are the different tabs. So each tab has different items in it. We here have our master tab with all the different fields of our master list. You can style each tab individually just by adding new sections. For this, you always have different layout options, so different column option. And each column or each section can also be styled individually. For example, here we have a 2-column section with all the relevant fields. To add such a field, just click the plus and add the fields you need. You can also add controls or lists and libraries, so the detail lists and libraries I just mentioned. To move fields or sections, just click and drag and drop it where you need it. Same goes for whole sections, just drop it wherever you need it, or for the tabs, all goes by drag and drop. You can also copy a section, just an individual field or a whole sections, by clicking on copy, and then it's copied to your clipboard. To add a new tab also works just by clicking the plus, and then you can select a name, a visible state, icons, and stuff like that. Down here we have the document library I just mentioned and the file preview, which is also a control we added by clicking the plus. This is a rich text field. It can be edited by just like if you add text in a Word document or on PowerPoint. So that's really easy. As you can see, form styling don't need any coding skills. It's just by drag and drop different items and styling your form. Let's go on with smart forms. As you remember, smart forms are forms which react to the values users are entering into a form. That has the benefit that end users are guided step by step through the form, and only those information and fields which is relevant to the end user is shown. This is configured like this. What you first see is the dynamic headline or the smart headline, which is a summary of the values the user is entering into the form, which is done by such expressions you can see here. To make individual fields visible step by step, we use our visible control. To use it, just click on that and you have your visible control, which means as soon as the request type is filled in, the estimated start date appears. Don't worry, that's also low code. Just use our expression builder where you can use pre-configured expressions and operators, so you don't need to write the expressions by yourself, and you can immediately test your expressions with the test data you entered in your solution. So as soon as you wrote your expression, you know if it works like you want to have it, and you can edit it if needed. This visible state can be added to individual field or to whole sections, like in the address section. Country, as you maybe remember, is a calculated field that also works with our expression builder, and it is filled regarded to the value which is entered into the city field. Budget is also a calculated field. As you see here, it's a summary of the sublist project objectives, which can be seen here. What's also smart about this form is our command bar action section. To edit this, we go into our command bar edit center, and here you can configure the different actions. We have 2 send for approval buttons, and as soon as the budget exceeds 50,000, you need to send for CFO approval. This is also done by a visible expression, as you can see here, and obviously the configure actions are different for the 2 buttons, but that's the subject of another video. Last but not least, we have our dynamic styling. As I mentioned, the budget, as soon as the budget exceeds 50,000, we need to send for CFO approval. That's highlighted here with a different background, with the text, the CFO field, and the shiny border. That's configured in our styling section. So if you go to styling, you can see all the different items we have on our form, and you can add a styling for all the different items or for groups of items. What we have here is that the column, if the budget is exceeded 50,000, we have a different background color. You can just add any background color you want to. And what we also have is the shiny border. So that's also really easily styled. And we, of course, have a different visible state for the hint that if the budget exceeds the limit, it needs to be sent to a CFO. So that's it for now. Just a quick deep dive into how to build smart forms in our low-code platform for SharePoint called the Skybow Solution Studio. If you want a deeper demo or have any questions about building smart forms in our low-code platform, don't hesitate to contact us. We are always happy to show you the power of Solution Studio.